beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the November 2022 reading for the zodiac sign of Pisces. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages that I receive, as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. I do recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you this month. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. With that being said, let's go and jump in and get started. In column number 1, we're taking a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close, so last few weeks or month. Column number 2, we're going to take just a general look at November. We're also going to do a money column, a love column, and in the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guides. We're also going to do 3 yes or no questions, a crystal of the month, and a healing note for you. Again, going to column number 1, let's take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close. We have the card preservation. Typically, I would say preservation is a pretty good thing, Pisces. Preservation is about like making sure you're using your resources appropriately. The one, I guess, kind of word of caution is we can over preserve too, where we shut everyone and everything out. So that's not particularly beneficial when we get to that point. But in general, I feel like you've used your resources well these last few months. So I like to see, or excuse me, not last few months, last few weeks or month. So I like to see that. But let's go ahead and see what messages we have here. Scoot you up just a tiny bit so you can see everything. Okay, the first card that we have is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is very confident and very self-assured. I feel like I've seen this card so much, but I like this. I feel like we could all always be a little bit more confident. The one thing I'm going to say about this though too is like we knew, or not we, I guess you, Pisces, knew what to be spending energy on, what to be spending money on, what to be spending time on. So this pairs really nicely with that preservation card. It's kind of like you knew what moves you needed to make these last few weeks. The next card that we have is the Chariot. Somebody once described the Chariot card to me as the vroom vroom card. It means there's action, there's change. It's about being on a new journey. It's about being on a path. And again, I feel like you knew the things you needed to do to keep this journey moving forward these last few weeks. The Chariot can also be new vehicle cards. There's possibility some of you got a new vehicle these last few weeks. Congratulations to those that did. And then we have the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands is a card of rivalry, challenges, obstacles. I like to describe this as small bumps in the road because if you look closely here, they're not fighting with swords, they're fighting with wands. So again, it's like small bumps in the road versus like a full-blown issue. So the path might not have been completely smooth, but again, I feel like you were really aware of what you wanted to accomplish and how you needed to accomplish it. So in general, pretty good looking energy. Let's clarify out this column and see what other messages I can give you. The first card that we have is the 8 of Swords. The 8 of Swords is a card of self-imposed restrictions, and sometimes this comes through as self-doubt. Generally speaking, Pisces, I think maybe sometimes you're not always super confident, but there was like no self-doubt these last few weeks. So if I could encourage you to like bottle up this energy and carry it forward with you, I think it'll be very beneficial to keep this kind of self-confident and self-assured type energy going. It's going to make you very successful. Like I said, we just weren't in this typical position potentially of self-doubt or worry or limiting ourselves. The next card that we have is the 2 of Swords. The 2 of Swords is a card of having to make a decision. So I do feel like we were on the decision, like we made the choice to go on this journey. It's not something that kind of happened. This is something we chose to pursue. This is what we wanted. One thing I'll say is that sometimes with the 2 of Swords, things feel like a compromise. But that's what's important. It feels like a compromise. It doesn't mean it is a compromise. So keep that in mind, Pisces. Especially with the bumps in the road, I feel like it could be making you question if it was the right thing or if things are playing out the way they need to be. But they are. And again, with the kind of self-assured and the self-confidence we had, hopefully you can see that as well. The next card we have is the 7 of Pentacles. The 7 of Pentacles is a card with lots of different meanings, but the one I want to hone in on here is patience. And if these conflicts or if these bumps in the road have not yet resolved themselves, definitely stay patient because they will rather quickly. The road is not going to be bumpy for very long. So if you are still feeling bumps in the road, hang on a little bit further and things will definitely smooth out and there will be calmer waters there for you, Pisces. Okay, now let's take a look at our next column, which is just general, what's coming for November. We have the card potential. I like the potential card. There's, in general, just going to be a lot of potential going into the month of November. The interesting thing with potential is like, it's about figuring out how to reach the potential. So the potential's there, but how do you access it? How do you get to it? But just know there's lots of opportunity, lots of potential going into November. And let's see what other messages we come up with here. Okay, the first card that we have is the King of Wands. The King of Wands is very bold, very powerful, very charming. This is coming through as you. I always like feel kind of strange about saying this, Pisces, but I feel like you're in a position of power. You're in a position of influence right now. And I wouldn't say be careful what you say, but do realize that people are going to pay attention and listen to the things you're saying. They're going to see your actions. They're going to be influenced by you in a positive way. So just keep that in mind that you kind of like have this. Or like if you've been waiting to share an idea, now is a really good time to share an idea because again, you're being heard, you're being seen. This is also a card of courage. So make sure that we have the courage to go and do things like share these ideas or pursue the potential. This is a card of leadership as well. And what I'm getting here is like, no one is going to lead you to the answer. So if you want something like this is you taking the lead on it, Pisces. The next card that we have is the Justice card. The Justice card is a cause and effect card. It's win-win solutions. I always see this card as favorable for you, Pisces. So I do think this indicates a favorable outcome. If you have something that's like contractual, legal matters of the court, that indicates favorable outcomes for you there as well. But it's like, because you've been working hard for this, you get this. And that makes sense because again, this is about moving towards the potential this month, leading yourself towards the potential. You've like put in the work to this point. So this is like the receiving. The next card that we have is the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is a card of desire for long-term security. When I see this card, oftentimes it's like we want something that we don't have currently. So I feel like that's probably the energy you're feeling here, Pisces, is something that you want. But again, this is saying that we have the potential to reach this desire. We definitely need the courage. We need the ability to lead ourselves towards it. But again, it's coming in your favor. Let's go and clarify and see what other messages I can give you here. The first card we have is the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is a card of expansion. It's a card of commerce. There definitely could be some new money coming in for you. And again, the King of Wands is kind of leading yourself. This is going to be leading yourself to expansion. This can be a card of teamwork, but again, teamwork is not coming through here. This is something that you are going to have to drive forward, Pisces. The next card that we have is the Queen of Pentacles. This ties really nicely into the previous summary card that you had with preservation. The Queen of Pentacles is about being resourceful with the resources you have. So to accomplish what you need to accomplish, be very thoughtful and well understand the resources that you have and how they can drive you forward. This can also be a card of like a new relationship or pregnancy as well. But I think the bigger message here, Pisces, again, is using those resources in your benefit to help you reach that potential. At the bottom here, we have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is a card of having to make a choice. And again, this is you this month. Nobody can make this choice for you. Nobody can take you to this point. So you have to make choices and use resources appropriately to get you to reach this desire. Okay, now let's go and take a look at our next column, which is anything related to money. So think job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, whatever you associate with money, Pisces. The first card that we have is the Devil card. The Devil card's a good reminder when it comes up in the money column. So the Devil card is a card of greed, envy, materialism. I'm going to put this out there, like if your friends buy a new pair of shoes, it does not mean that you need a new pair of shoes, Pisces. This is also a good card for budgeting. And I like to bring this up especially because we're going into the holiday season. Set your budget for the holidays and stick to it. You don't need to spend more. You don't need to go over the top. In general, too, we're going into the new year, so start getting aligned on what your savings and spending and debt and all of those things are. In general, this is just a good time for budgeting. I'm not saying you're having financial issues, but set a plan and stick with the plan. The next card that we have is the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is a very tired card. It's a card of needing to rest, retreat, renew. I think in general you've had a pretty busy year, Pisces, and you're just tired. You could also be in the thick of like trying to wrap up a bunch of stuff for the end of year in terms of your job. This is a reminder though that we need to rest, retreat, renew, recover. If you don't do them, that you will get burnt out. So this is more of a warning card than anything. So make sure that you're taking care of yourself even when you have lots to get done. And at the bottom here we have the Hermit. The Hermit is about going within for clarity. It's about being on our own personal path or quest. I do feel like some of you are feeling like you need a change, but before you make the change, I encourage you to like look within and really think about what you want. Because what I don't want you to do, Pisces, is make a change and then you get there and be like, well, dang, I didn't really want this either, right? So for those of you pondering a change, wanting a new job, wanting a different career, wanting a different investment, get clear about what you want first. Okay. The first clarifier we have is the Hermit. We were just talking about the Hermit. So in general, going into November, it's going to be very important that you're clear on what you want. So again, have that clear budget. Have that clear expectation that you have the ability or the potential to burn out if we're not careful. And again, if you're wanting to make a change, make sure you know what you want before you make the change. The next card we have is the Wheel of Fortune. If you've watched my videos before, you know I love the Wheel of Fortune. It's one of my favorite cards in the entire deck. It's a card of good luck. It's a card of good fortune. And it's really a turning point. So I actually like to see this a lot because Four of Swords is not particularly the best energy. Again, it's tired, it's potential for burnout, and this is an indicator that we're going to shift away from it, which is good. So that means we are going to have some resting, recovering, retreating this month. So keep that top of mind. Make sure you're taking good care of yourself so we can kind of turn the corner and get away from this not so good, tired energy. At the bottom here, we have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is very patient. This is new job, raise, or promotion. But I tell you, some of you want something new. That's wonderful. It seems like the opportunity is here. But please, 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 Pisces, think about what you want first. Make sure you're clear about what you want before you move to this next thing. Otherwise, you're going to get there and be like, I don't want this either. Okay? So like that new potential there, just be clear on what you want. And I like kind of the recovery of energy that we're seeing. Now let's take a look at our next column, which is anything related to love. Think job, career, finance. Excuse me. Anything related to love. Think family, friends, relationship, children, marriage. Just wanted to talk to you more about money, I guess. Okay, starting from the top here, we have the Fool card. The Fool card is the first card in the Major Arcana. So this is about taking chances. This is going on a new path or adventure. I do see quite a few of you entering into a new relationship, Pisces, which is very exciting. Or like advancing in your current relationship. Maybe you're moving in together. Maybe you got engaged, married, having a child. There's so much new love energy here. Really like to see it. The next card we have is Temperance. Love the Temperance card. This is a card of balance and harmony. This is just like feels good. So this relationship or advancement of the relationship is going to be feeling good. I want to take a step back actually. Some of you could be leaving a relationship and like the journey is being single. That feels good too though. So if some of you are single and want to be single, embrace it. Because like I said, this energy feels good regardless of relationship status. At the bottom here, we have the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is kind of a dark and gloomy card. You see the dark sky, the person laying down flat, and all the swords stuck in them. I feel like you were feeling kind of low about love, but Again, this new opportunity is here, and we have balance and harmony, which again is kind of the correction of this Ten of Swords energy. So I like to see that. In terms of clarifying card, on top of the Fool, we have the Sun card. Wow, what an awesome new beginning. I told you this felt really good. In terms of good cards in the tarot deck, it doesn't get much better than the Sun. This is material happiness. This is joyous outcomes. This is success. This new chapter is just like the Holy Grail. It is amazing. It feels great. There's balance, there's harmony, there's happiness, there's success. Super grateful and super happy to see that for you there, Pisces. The next card that we have is the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is a card of like working hard, but the reason why I like the Eight of Pentacles is I know that you're going to like reap the benefits of your hard work. So it's like you've worked hard on yourself, you've worked hard on this relationship, you've worked hard on this new beginning, and now you're getting the benefits of it. So hard work paying off for sure. At the bottom here, we have the Hangman. Some of you are kind of feeling stuck in this Ten of Swords type energy. The nice thing is we have that new beginning, so there's definitely movement coming for you. But there could have been quite some time where you feel like you were just kind of stuck hanging in that Ten of Swords, low feeling position in terms of love, truthfully. But it seems like that's getting turned around and getting moving for you. Okay, let's take a look now at our fifth and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guides. We have the card Expectation. I love the Expectation card. This is exceeding your expectations. November is going to exceed your expectations. Let's see what messages I have here for you. The first card we have is the Magician. I can say that I have not seen a single Magician card this entire month in any readings, and I'm almost done. So I'm super excited to see this for you, Pisces. The Magician is a card of creativity, focusing your energy. It's very inspired actions, but it's wishes coming true. You can have anything you want in November. You can have anything you want in November. Don't forget that, Pisces. The next card that we have is the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is a card of waiting. It's delayed success. I feel like you have been kind of in this holding and waiting period. In general, things seem a little stagnant. That's kind of come up a few different times. But now is the time. Again, you can have anything that you want come November. At the bottom here, we have the Six of Pentacles. This is giving or receiving. This is very generous. This is you receiving. This is you receiving, Pisces. You can have anything that you want this month, even to the point where it's going to be exceeding expectations. Okay. In terms of clarifier, the first one we have is the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is a card of setting and maintaining boundaries. Interestingly enough, though, this is more about being clear on what you want. With the Magician will give you anything you want, but you need to be clear on what you want. So set clear expectations. Again, the expectation card there. Set clear expectations of what you want so the Magician can deliver. The next card that we have is the King of Cups. The King of Cups is very supportive, very tolerant. And this is like the universe supporting you, but this is also your tolerance to this kind of waiting and staying persistent and waiting and staying persistent. But again, it doesn't matter because now is the time. But this is like you kind of riding with it, but now you were supporting you and now it's like the universe is going to be supporting you. At the bottom here, we have the Nine of Swords. This is a card of worry, anxiety, grief. And what I want to say about this is you're really worried about where it's coming from, and it doesn't matter where it comes from. Have a plan. You don't necessarily need the plan to execute. Again, you just need to be clear on what you want, and all of the other kind of pieces will fall into play, Pisces. Okay, at this point in time, I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use our Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quick. But for question number 1, we have the 8 of Spades. This is number 32 card. That's going to be a no. Question number 2 is the Jack of Clubs. This is number 45 card. That's going to be a yes. And question number 3 is the 5 of Clubs. This is number 33 card. That's going to be a yes. So no, yes, yes for you, Pisces. We're also going to pull a card from our Healing Stones deck, which is a crystal to keep with you through the month of November. We have Amethyst. This is good for dreams. This is good for processing losses or sorrows. It really helps with letting go. It's great for your intuition and great for mental clarity. And last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Stones deck, or excuse me, Healing Notes deck. Your healing note says, healing may not be so much about getting better as it is about letting go of the expectations, the beliefs, and becoming who you really are. Thank you so much, Pisces, for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Again, subscriptions help me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. But thank you so much, Pisces, and have a wonderful November.